Hi, welcome to KG, Canadian Enthusiast. Today on the show, we're talking about a very important topic that is about Mitsubishi, a brand that is pretty important to all of us. The iconic Mitsubishi Evo, the Fast and Furious Mitsubishi Eclipse, one of my favorite movies. I mean, you have to love it. But Mitsubishi is no longer cool or crisp. It's actually a dying brand in many ways. I mean, the products they sell is hardly inspiring in many ways. It's not really inspiring to say like Mitsubishi is back. To be really fair, you got to cut that slack on their financial positions. But today on this show, we're going to talk a lot more than a financial problems it faces. Mismanagement, more importantly, how it's been mismanaged in the past leading up to the positions. Now let's get started off with the biggest point. Now, one of the most vehicles remember Mitsubishi for is the Evo, the legendary Evo, the FQ400s, which famously in Top Gear Test Track, which kept up with the Lamborghini Murcielago, kept up famously, and of course, in the end, factors came along and said it wasn't the best idea. But still, Clarkson truly loved the Mitsubishi Evo, and of course, I am a big fan. I mean, who doesn't like a manual transmission, turbocharged, rallying engine underneath, isn't it? Who doesn't like one? Personally speaking, I do like a rally car. But the Mitsubishi Evo was sort of a brand booster for Mitsubishi in tough times. I mean, the mid 2000s, the brand was losing its reputation a bit, and the Evo kept it alive for Mitsubishi and for us to keep loving the brand. But unfortunately, love sometimes can be questionable sometimes. The Mitsubishi Evo is now no longer with us, and Mitsubishi brand is now a dull Japanese brand. Whereas Mazda or Toyota or Nissan have advanced themselves to do better than ever before. They got styling language. So better or the worse, Toyota's vehicles are now being noticed, whether you like it or not. Mazda has a styling language which makes it cool and crisp, makes it magnificent indeed. Of course, Mitsubishi, what do they have to represent for their success? None really. Today I'm going to talk about two vehicles I think that will give a major impact actually. Two vehicles. The Mitsubishi Outlander I'm going to talk about and the Mitsubishi Grand Lancer that should be in production. Or let's say in a proper term, not an old platform like an old pudding that's filled with more flavors. Now the thing about the Outlander, it's one of the fine compact luxuries you can buy for your money. It's one of the best selling hybrid SUVs in the world right now. And also it's a plug-in. It's very cool actually. But remember the Outlander's history began not very sensible. I mean it began with sort of the some sort of a Airtrix or some sort of a name. Then it came with the Outlander. The Outlander began with very different names, and because Mitsubishi needed something compact to fit in. Now, of course, I don't know whether the Outlander is now compact or mid-size because now you can have it in 3 rows in the States. But the Mitsubishi Outlander for me is actually a pretty good vehicle. The plug-in hybrid is very cool. It's very cool indeed. The plug-in hybrid is really cool. The plug-in hybrid. It's V6. You can, if you buy the Outlander GT in the States, you can have a 3-liter V6. What's better than a Mitsubishi V6 engine under the bonnet, isn't it? It's a very cool engine. But the Outlander is a very important vehicle for Mitsubishi because it gave them a new purpose, like how hybrid gave Toyota a signature for the brand. Mitsubishi is selling the Outlander well, but there's a catch. The Outlander is now in the market for 8 years. 8. Now, one of the most crowded segmentations in the world is compact SUVs. Why you want to know? Every second, something new appears. Every minute, teasers online goes about a next-gen X-Trail, a next-gen Rogue, next-gen CX-5, updates, changes, new RAV4, new plug-in hybrid RAV4, etc., etc. I'm not going to mention. And for Pete's sake, Hyundai is talking about a new Tucson. I mean, come on. So Mitsubishi Outlander been for 8 years, and out of the 8 years, quite a few have come and gone in the process. And the Outlander stands, but it's a little bit long in the tooth. I mean, the interior-wise, it's a bit of plasticky interior, and it looks a bit dull, but it's fine, forgivable. But it more relies on its hybrid tech to sell more than its actual attributes of comfort or practicality. Now, it's practical. Don't misunderstand me. It seats 7 in the States. I know in some markets it's 2-row. It's very the case with the VW Tiguan, with the Tiguan 3-row model and the standard 2-row. But the important thing to understand about the Outlander is that Mitsubishi is now talking about a next generation Outlander with share components with the next gen Rogue and the Nissan X-Trail. I think that's a pretty good sight. I think that's a very good sight indeed from Mitsubishi. I think to share paths with Nissan, because sometimes in desperation you've got to do some things to do well, and that's pretty good for Mitsubishi. I hope the Outlander is impressive and good as they hope it to be, and I hope the Outlander name does better. But this particular nameplate, though, next I'm talking about the two nameplates I said I'm talking about in this episode, which affects Mitsubishi very dearly, is the Mitsubishi Lancer. Now, for some people, the Lancer didn't have a very good ending. The ending was a very bittersweet ending with a plasticky interior, and it didn't really, give an impression of, yeah, I'm going to miss it. But actually, do you know, people, North America, people in the States doesn't know something. You can buy a Mitsubishi Lancer as 8th generation called the Grand Lancer in China and Taiwan. Why? Because apparently it sells well there. Apparently there's agreement between this area and the region. There's sort of agreement. But importantly, it's not new though. So don't worry, North American enthusiasts, don't worry, because you don't have to be concerned. It's not a gem. It's rather old gem. Really, it's not so good. But one thing to understand is it's got some, I got some certain specifications about the Mitsubishi Grand Lancer. It's a 4-door sedan, front-wheel drive, and an 8-speed CVT apparently. And of course, it is a 1.8 engine at around 140 horsepower. Doesn't seem a lot. It's way less than the old 2.44 cylinder Mitsubishi Lancer engine. It's significantly less, but it's pretty disappointing. But why should you guys care when you can't buy it? No, this is the problem. In the United States right now, SUV sales are now swooping into compact car sales like a dinosaur, destroying everything in its sight, crushing its sight. As a result, manufacturers are finding harder and harder to sell compact cars in the States. Now in Canada, it's a very similar argument. I mean, with the winters and all that, I mean, you can't buy a front-wheel drive compact car. It doesn't make sense on a crucial winter. Now, the only way to address that problem is buying something like a Subaru Impreza, which you do get a 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive from Subaru. Problem is, many manufacturers are combating this problem. Now, you can have the Mazda 3 with all-wheel drive. You can have it with all-wheel drive if you really want to. There is no problem. You can have it with all-wheel drive. No issue. Then, of course, you got the Golf. All-wheel drive maybe not offered, but you can assure the Golf will able to handle the stuff. It's German. The Germans don't smile a lot, but they are certainly very clever people. Trust me. They are very clever people and they're perfectionists. Famous joke was there when they died in the Chrysler partnership. They gave them a book. They gave them a book of instructions how to make vehicles for Chrysler. Chrysler did not care about making other things, really. They bothered about making money. Now, back on the Mitsubishi problem, the thing about the Lancer is that for me as a person, you can call me old-fashioned on this. I don't think every SUV is good as every compact car. Because it's the thing, not everything is good in the world as something else. Sometimes old-fashioned things are genuinely better. To be really fair, I mean, let's be clear, it's the honest truth, isn't it? I mean, if you music, some people might say they like 80s music over 90s music. Some people might like 2000s music over 90s music. It's opinions. In my opinion, it's important to have a balanced lineup of compact cars, SUVs, and all tucked together in one lineup. It's important. Mitsubishi brand lineup is not diverse. If you are an enthusiast, you can't buy a sporty model in Mitsubishi in any way. And myself, I like comfort over sportiness, but I do like a good old rally car. I mean, why not? What's bad about a rally car? But we're going to end this episode on a key factor here for Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi needs to understand, yes, you have to go with the trends. And I think Mitsubishi have to understand its priorities, where they should be, where they should not be, what they should make and what they should not make. And I hope they won't make the same mistakes like they made with the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, which is not very good. It has completely cannibalized a nameplate. It should not be. People like me who love Fast and Furious movie, people, enthusiasts might argue, how can it be a SUV? It's a sports car. It's quite sad. And also, important to understand, please replace the Outlander Sport. It's nearly 10 years old or more. Please replace it. Now, thank you very much. At the end of the episode, please put a like and subscribe to my channel since we are not sponsored.